Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Acupuncture is My Life. Now, today's discussion is as a result of a few messages in which I received over the Acupuncture is My Life app from two individuals, two gentlemen in India, who were concerned about prostate cancer. Now, they were a little worried that they may have it. They may be suffering from it. They're not sure. I recommended they see a physician right away, have tests run. There are special blood tests that can be done, along with they may be referred to a urologist. But after seeing a physician, that they make sure that they see an acupuncturist. It's very important that they see an acupuncturist. Okay? And if you don't already have the Acupuncture is My Life app, download it. It's free at your app store. So many benefits to having this app. You can access all social media platforms for Acupuncture is My Life on the app. You can also listen to the podcast, read blogs on the benefits of acupuncture relative to certain disorders or diseases. And if you have any questions, you can message us here at Acupuncture is My Life. But now, there's something that many men, there are certain things that men do on a regular basis, and they have no clue that it increases their risk of prostate cancer. Okay? Because prostate cancer is the second leading cause of death when it comes to cancer in men after lung cancer. Globally, close to 1 million men die annually as a result or from prostate cancer. That's a big number. And it's important to know that there are things that you're doing or maybe doing, gentlemen, on an annual, not annual, I'll take that back, but on a regular basis, that's increasing your risk. But there's a main factor with regard to prostate cancer that you can't change, and that's age. Because the older you get as a man, your risk for prostate cancer goes up. And on average, globally, approximately 4 in 10 cases, 4 out of 10 cases are diagnosed in men that are older than the age of 65. So age, you can't go backwards in time. You can only go forwards. But there are certain things you can pay attention to decrease your risk. And one is being overweight or obese. Why? Because obesity tends to promote inflammation throughout the body, which more or less is usually associated with the initiation or even the progression of different types of cancer, including prostate cancer. And you see, being obese, it tends to increase like the levels of hormones within the body that tend to promote cancer growth, and many individuals are unaware of that. So let's say hormones that promote prostate cancer growth are IGF-1 hormones, which are insulin-like growth factor 1. And you see, obesity tends to have a lot to do with lack of exercise, just lack of physical activity overall. And I speak of this in many Acupunctures in My Life podcasts. Exercise is very important. Being active is very important. Diet plays a part. Consuming too much in the way of animal fat. Why? Because, let's say, high levels of animal fat tends to increase circulating levels of testosterone, as well as other hormones that tend to promote cancer cell growth. And also, when you're barbecuing and, you have the burnt parts of the burgers or hot dogs or whatever, and many individuals like that charred taste to their meat, especially red meat. Well, this charred aspect can produce carcinogens called HCAs, which are heterocyclic amines. And they can cause prostate cancer. So be careful. I know many men love, being over the fire pit or over the grill, cooking up a meal, but you have to be very careful. Super careful. Dairy products can contribute as well. Increase your risk. Because calcium-rich diets tend to increase the risk of prostate cancer. So you want to be careful in that area because, and the way to tell is just as I say, see your physician on an annual basis for your annual checkup. You get your blood work and other tests run. They can pick this up along with an acupuncturist. So, seeing your physician annually, make sure you make regular wellness visits with an acupuncturist. A lot would be caught early enough to avoid many problems in the future. And this is with regard to health. Another contributing factor is high levels of testosterone. Whether it's naturally occurring testosterone or the result of, let's say, hormone therapy. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, why hormone therapy? Someone will undergo hormone therapy for, let's say, BPH, benign prostatic hyperplasia, which can increase the risk of developing prostate cancer. So you really want to be careful. Another is a person's exposure to various chemicals such as cigarette smoke, secondhand smoke, pesticides, cadmium. Just to name a few, these types of chemicals can increase a man's risk of prostate cancer. You have to understand something is, you see, as a board-certified doctor of acupuncture, I understand their health as well. I totally understand that the wealth is not in an app on your phone or in the stock market. I understand it's not in the bank or in the safe. It's not in your purse or in your pocket. It's not under the mattress. It's not in the shoebox in the closet, nor is it under the doghouse in the backyard. The wealth is in you, and that's why you listen to Acupuncture's My Life podcast. Now, another contributing factor to prostate cancer is drinking too much alcohol. I speak of this so much. Stop. If you're addicted, you're struggling, see an acupuncturist, because we have special protocols to treat addiction, whether it's to alcohol, recreational drugs, prescription drugs. See an acupuncturist. Why? Because excessive amounts of alcohol tends to damage a person's the DNA within the cells, which can lead to the development of cancerous cells. Herbal tea. See an acupuncturist. Check out what they may recommend for you that's best for you, and go from there. You know what? If you're operating a vehicle right now, do me a favor and pull it over to the side of the road. And if you're crossing the street, hurry up and safely get across the street. And if you're carrying or lifting something heavy right now, take a moment and rest it down. I need everyone in a relaxed state, because I need you to close your eyes and I need you to say to yourself, acupuncture is my life. And now open them. Boom. You are now brand new. And brand new you are. Now, you know what else can be linked to an increased risk of prostate cancer? Smoking cigarettes. I speak of this often enough. You want to quit smoking? See an acupuncturist. There are acupressure points, there are acupuncture points that can assist you with that. See an acupuncturist. Why? Because generally, basically, tobacco products in and of itself tends to damage DNA in cells, which again leads to cancerous growth. So you want to be careful. And I know it's hard to put the cigarette down. I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot. I get it a lot. So individuals will come into the Acupuncture's My Life clinic here in New York City. And after a few sessions, huge change. Everyone's different. Some take longer than others. We teach you acupressure points to use when you get that craving or desire for a cigarette. But some of the more basic things you can do is adjust your diet. If you're struggling with that, again, see an acupuncturist. Undergo Eastern nutrition consultation sessions. And then you also want to avoid alcohol, look to exercise regularly. And what happens is in seeing a physician for your annual checkup, you can undergo a digital rectal exam or PSA blood test, which is a prostate-specific antigen blood test. This is why I say, see a physician for your annual checkup. Because in a digital rectal exam, they would check to see if there's any lumps or unusual growth on the prostate. And a PSA blood test, a prostate specific antigen blood test, tends to measure a man's level of PSA in the blood. And if it's elevated, it could be a sign of prostate cancer. But you want to catch this sooner rather than later. That's why I'm constantly telling you to make acupuncture part of your life. Because acupuncture is my life. What's yours?